Yeah. Toby, can you make that happen? Mr. Audio Engineer?
Sounds expensive.
Oh, why'd your audio just drop all of a sudden?
Mine?
Yeah.
I don't know.
These sound
Probably because he leaned back in his chair.
Oh,
Could
okay.
be. It's set. Yeah, everything's set. Yeah, it's fine.
Oh, let me pull up the Twitch.
Yeah, man. Yeah, bro. Yeah, bro. Shaka, bra.
Shaka bra.
Shaka, bra.
The Sisters Brothers got an 8 out of 10.
Who?
The Sisters Brothers.
Oh, yeah.
I kind of wanted to see it. Look good.
Whoa.
Here we go.
Oh, yeah. Oh my god. Oh my god. All right. Pull up my handy dandy.
Look at those guns.
Oh shoot. Gotta complete that.
Amateur hour.
Yep. Definitely amateur hour.
Why are your walls so blank back there? Why can't you put a poster up there?
I gotta find one to put on there.
This new IGN host.
Ooh.
All right.
I guess something I can get behind.
Oh, I want to see.
Lost Alana.
Can you show it in the camera?
They lost Alana as they needed new sex appeal.
Hey, listen, we saw Olivia Munn act for over an hour tonight.
It was
pretty,
awful.
It was pretty bad.
Ooh, she is so. I don't know why she thinks like she deserves like a.
She dated Aaron Rodgers, bro.
She had a sex video or something.
Did she really?
I don't know.
I watched that.
I thought there was some leak. I thought there was something leaked of her giving somebody a blowjob.
Oh, nice.
Where do you know? How'd you find out this information?
TV days. You know, rocking strong.
Yeah, I loved her sex appeal on G4 TV.
Yeah.
And she was a terrible host too, but
she
just watched it because she was kind of cute.
And Kevin Pereira was pretty funny.
I think he hated her. I really do.
I think so.
I think he was really mean to her.
Probably. I felt like he felt that he was the bigger star. But she ended up being the bigger star. So
he's just doing more stuff in video games.
Yeah, I mean he's got
movies.
Yeah, he's got a TV show on Disney XD called The Attack. Go figure, right? From the Attack of the Show to The Attack. But,
wasn't The Attack of the Show? Wasn't that like a poll? Like people got to pick the name of the show?
Maybe. I don't know.
Pretty sure because it used to be just for like.
I miss G4 TV.
Me too. I wish they'd bring it back.
That's so fun. All right, well, let's go ahead and get the show started. We are live. We've been live for about 3 minutes. Everything looks decent, good enough at least. So let's go ahead and let it out. Let it out.
We're good.
What?
I was gonna sneeze.
Oh.
Just let it out.
You just sneezed right into the mic.
Could you? Sneeze. Well,
why people bring their own mics to shows.
Yeah. Whoa, you do that?
Mm-hmm.
That's cool. I like your guys' box.
Oh, thanks, man.
Yeah.
The ego box.
Yeah. Does that help your ego?
Yeah.
Amigo?
When you stand, when it makes you taller than everybody.
Oh.
Makes your ego better.
Oh,
you're like, I'm higher than you.
Look I'm up so me. Much cooler.
Look up to my glory.
All right. Well, let's go ahead and kick off the official start. So we'll give it a good old-fashioned countdown of a 3, 2, 1. Hey there, and welcome to Game Snacks, where we love retro games. I'm your host, Tommy Swags, and with me are the guys, Rickist and Toby. What's going on?
What's going on, Swags?
Oh, just you guys both flexing. Shit. Do I need to be flexing too?
I'm not flexing. I'm lounging.
Ricky,
it's like hands behind the head.
I was flexing.
I'm all relaxed.
I went to the gym today.
Yeah.
I'm all like...
Go to the gym one time, you're like...
Loose. Yeah, Ricky did. Ricky went to the gym. I'm loosey-goosey.
He's all like, yeah, guys, do you know which way it is to the gym? I don't know if you heard, but I did 1,000. Deep burn. Deep burn.
I would like to say your intro, by the way, was grade A.
Grade A? For
grade
ass? Or awesome?
were awesome.
Oh, well, thanks,
But
buddy.
you just did a Tommy Boy quote, and I'm wearing a Tommy Boy hat.
Oh, yeah, you got the Callaway hats.
Callahan,
Callahan,
sir.
yeah.
Callahan Auto. Speaking of movies and being meh, we just got back from watching The Predator,
Ooh,
Yep.
which
how was it?
Ricky liked it less than me.
4 out of 10.
4 out of
See,
10.
I don't think Ricky just understands.
Oh, trust me,
I think he expects too much out of these movies.
I could see that. That seems like a
If
Rickus
you're going
thing.
to go pay for a movie, then
I didn't.
I mean,
I had
some
A-list.
people do. Some people do.
Yeah.
And if you're paying for the movie, I would say do not pay for it. Wait for it to come out on the streaming service.
Sure, but if you're into just fun, mindless action movies, like to me, this is for fans of like Fast and Furious or the original Predators. Predator has never. Ricky came out of it acting like the bar had been set high previously, but Predator has never. Predator has never been a highbrow franchise. It has never been a good movie.
It's so iconic. But what they
just
did,
because it's iconic doesn't mean the originals were
good. What they did in that
good.
movie was they put a whole bunch of stupid one-liners that were forced, and the acting was terrible. It had Olivia Munn in it.
Right, she was awful. The worst parts of the movie were Olivia Munn. She should have died immediately.
Nope.
They had her play a biologist, which who in their right mind would look at Olivia Munn and be like, "Oh yeah, you're a biologist."
She knows things about stuff.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden she starts like wielding machine guns and stuff like she knows how to use them, and which didn't make any sense. Then there were like alien dogs.
You know what the best part of the movie was, Tommy? Is every scene someone came back with a different vehicle, and it was never explained.
It was Grand Theft Auto.
They eventually came back with a helicopter. They were on a farm.
So how was like Peel in it or Key?
He was hilarious.
He was funny.
He's funny in everything.
There was a lot of funny moments in the movie, but basically to get back to it, without Ricky interrupting me, is the movies have never been highbrow. They've always had terrible one-liners and bad dialogue. It's always been macho dudes just blowing up aliens that crashed on the planet. There's never been a good story. They're just because it's nostalgic or iconic doesn't mean that the original was good. Like,
your argument has not swayed me.
Zoolander is an iconic comedy, but it's not a good movie.
You just gave it one less point now. 3 out of 10.
So should I go see it?
Yeah, you'd have fun. I think it's a fun action movie.
As long as you don't pay for it, using Movie Pass, you're fine.
Yeah, I mean, I personally wouldn't have paid to see it in theater if I didn't have A-list. But I'm just saying, there's people that pay to see Fast and Furious. I would never pay for Fast and Furious. But people
They were fun movies.
People like fun action movies. Not everything has to be Oscar worthy.
It doesn't have to be Oscar worthy. What I just wanted one-on-one, like a hero outwitting the Predator. It wasn't like that. It was a group effort.
Because it wasn't like one superhuman. It wasn't good.
Basically, since it wasn't Predator 1,
exactly,
Ricky didn't like it.
Exactly.
These are the worst. You are the worst
I
judge
thought
of
Rodriguez Predator was pretty good.
Go see it. You'll see. You'll agree with me, Tommy.
Robert Rodriguez pretty good.
I'll
Are
go
you
see
kidding?
it.
You know the kind of movies Tommy likes.
I love all the terrible movies.
Zoolander.
It's Tommy Boy. Zoolander's number 2.
Tommy loves action movies. You're gonna like it, Tommy.
I probably will.
There's lots of gore, tons of F-bombs that feel misplaced.
No boobies.
No,
0.
it was close.
You need some gratuitous nudity in a good action flick.
There was 0 even sex appeal at all in there. 0.
Oh man, damn.
It's just
no open button
It's just
shirts.
macho dudes being funny and lots of
it's pretty much like Us. Is that what that is?
Yeah.
Because Ricky's over there
too
flexing.
many dicks on the dance floor.
Too many dicks on the dance floor.
Many dicks.
Is this the broho ratio?
Yeah. Podcast, bro.
It was just the intro.
Yeah, whatever. Let's go ahead. We've got a lot
for me. One, we would be on to the next one.
We're gonna go ahead to part 2. Part 2. The quick bites, which this week is gonna be kind of the long bites, because we got a lot of stuff going on. So, guys, cue the music.
Another long bites. I think we need to make a new one that's like long bites.
Long bites super edition.
It just doesn't really make sense because the long bite would basically be the main course.
We can call it. Get it?
Because a quick bite is like, technically it's like, I'm going to get a quick bite. It's like a snack before a meal.
We'll call it gigabyte. How about that?
Whoa.
There you go.
Yeah.
Whoa. Gigabytes? I don't know.
So who's starting us off?
I got a list here.
Rickus has a few things that he kind of wants to share on this topic. So
Tommy, don't you want to steal his stuff like you normally do?
Yeah.
Yeah. So in other news, we're gonna go ahead and talk about my experience with the Call of Duty Black Ops 4 Blackout beta test.
Unbelievable! I did that, not you.
Yeah. So no, I only got to. I literally I dove in, and I couldn't figure out how to pick up a gun or anything, and I died, and that was
it's the F key.
F key. All right. So Rickus, they just released it just for those pre-ordered. So I had a few beta codes, shared one with you. So
I was actually open beta.
Open beta. Well, that's weird. Why did they even send me? Was it open?
Mine was. I didn't give you your key at all. It was actually on the Blizz client, and I downloaded it.
Weird.
Oh, I think only PC. Yeah,
okay. Yeah, I played on the PC.
Which was weird is because they were PC redemption codes for Blizzard.
No.
So I don't know. Whatever.
So what was your question? So good.
Oh, go ahead and tell us about your experience.
It's a good.
Yeah.
No, okay, I loved it.
That sounded like a Rickus review.
That's what I was kind of expecting.
Rickus, you have 15 minutes to talk about this game. How did you feel?
Yes.
And that's it.
I literally used that expression. I was talking to my brother about Ricky's segments, and I was like, "Yeah, we allot him like 15 minutes to talk about something." He's like, it's good.
Rickus out.
I just say the main points. You guys like to
embellish. You're a storyteller. Tell us a story. Set us in the experience. That's what
I want to feel like I want
to know what it's like to play the game. Don't just tell me that it's a fun game, because that doesn't tell me shit. Tell me like details, like what the gameplay was like, what it feel like, how'd you feel? Did it feel realistic? Did it just feel like playing Fortnite or what?
It felt really good. In fact, I liked it better than PUBG and then also Fortnite. I don't like Fortnite just for the fact of the building.
Yeah.
So this was a huge plus because of that. And for this game, it felt really good. Like when you get to pick up a gun or assault rifle and you're going around and you're trying to kill people, it felt really good. Really solid game. The environment, the graphics looked awesome. I mean, it's pretty much you start out in a lobby and you wait for people to join. And when people join, then you get dropped out of like a helicopter or a plane, and then you skydive.
Was it a helicopter or a plane?
I don't remember. I think it was a helicopter for some reason. I don't know why.
I think it was. Yeah.
It was a helicopter. Yeah.
Just make it different.
Yeah, just to make it different. Why not? And it's pretty much the same thing. It's as a PUBG startup. Like you start off in an area, and eventually the circles can get smaller and smaller to force people to fight.
How do they explain the circle in that game? Like Fortnite, it's like a storm or something that's closing in on you.
I think it's like a radiation or something like that.
Radiation.
I think it's because you hear them over the comms. I wasn't really paying attention.
I didn't make it that far into the game.
Oh, okay.
I died. Like I was in a fist fight.
Oh, were you? Okay.
And this guy found a gun, and I picked one up, and he picked one up, but I didn't know how to equip it or use it, so I just ran around in circles punching him.
Did you just play it one time and stop?
Yeah, I was like on my way. It was on my way to come see you guys in Nashville. And so I had like 10 minutes before I needed to leave, so I just popped on and played it. And
cool story, bro.
Yeah.
So anyway,
so what?
I'm not big in the battle royale games, so I didn't play a lot of PUBG. I didn't play a lot of Fortnite. But to me, I would actually spend money to buy this game.
Really?
It was that fun.
And you're very anti-Call of Duty.
I am very anti-Call of Duty. I'm only going to play this mode. I'm not going to go in there and play deathmatch. I'm only going to
What about like zombies or something?
I I can get behind that.
Yeah.
So,
or what about their new? Apparently, they have some bigger modes now in their regular game where they have medics and other things that are
What was that game
more
you
tactical.
played the heist game, didn't you?
yeah, so they had the heist mode, which you could pick up health packs. So you had like a health bar, and you could heal yourself to kind of move up. So if you took a couple shots, you could go ahead pop a health pack. Now it took a few seconds to apply
It was like that,
and it was
Battle Royale,
gradual.
so you can heal too.
Yeah, so I imagine the battle royale isn't much different than like the normal game, other than the like grand scale of it. But heist was just you had to go. It was a neutral objective, and you would run in and you had to claim the like money bag, and then you had to get it to the extraction point. But since there was no respawns, if you killed the whole other team, you could take it and go and move on and win the round real quick. So, but I don't know. I've been a fan. I like that they're moving a little bit more slower paced, adding health packs and adding health meters too. I think
if you're doing the same type of genre over and over again for 10 plus years, it's time to do something different. It needs something fresh.
And I think it's cool too that the map is like a conglomerate of different multiplayer maps they've had throughout their franchise.
It's really cool.
So that'd be fun just to explore the map and see things from other maps that you've played before. I watched a little bit of when I heard it was out. I just since I didn't pre-order it and there was no free beta on Xbox, I looked up online to watch some videos, and I saw two kids playing duos together, and it looked pretty fun. Like if you're with a friend, like cooperating, and like one guy was driving the truck, the other guy was in the back, like shooting out of it, and it looked like they were kind of like scrambling to survive and coordinating and healed each other. So I don't like Battle Royale really by myself, but when we played Fortnite together, it was fun just to play together.
Right.
But I agree, I did not like the building aspect. So this seems like a game that it might be fun for us to do like a squad.
Yeah, I agree.
Oh, I would totally be down for that.
Quick question, because I don't see the symbol on the screen. Is anyone recording? Oh.
Well, Tommy's recording video, right?
Nope. I mean, it saves it on our channel.
Yeah.
So you might have to go in and download it afterwards. So
we can start recording it from now if you want to do that.
Yeah.
I mean, either way, all of that would have been missed. So if I can download it on Twitch, I can just rip the audio from the video.
Yeah, it's supposed to save because that was like a good 15 minutes of content.
Yeah. Amateur hour.
Wow.
Oh, great.
Yeah, way to go, guys.
Long?
Hilarious.
Wait, how is it on us?
You guys record on your end.
Right, it's supposed to be on our side.
Whatever, I'm trying to blame it on Tommy.
Yeah, that's fine. Majority rules.
I've had half a drink, okay? I can't be.
I had 2 beers.
Whiskey and Taco Bell.
Oh, nice. That's a great combination. No, I went to
snack of the week.
I went to that barcade thing. It was pretty freaking awesome. Like, you guys need to come in town and check it out. It was a lot of fun.
Was it Battle and Brew?
Yeah. So apparently it had closed down and like a while ago, and just recently reopened under new management. But it's like they've got consoles and PC set with like 25, 26-inch screens. So like they're big screens, and they're set like in rounds. So it's like a big round table back to back. Like pretty cool little setup. It was like $7 an hour if you want to play solo, or you could rent a couch and play with friends for $13 an hour.
You said they're PCs though?
Yeah, they have PCs. There are people playing like World of Warcraft there. A lot of people playing ESO, Fortnite.
How much?
$7 an hour per hour.
What if you get a drink?
Well, they have a bartender.
Just pay for the drink, right?
Yeah. Yeah, it's a restaurant and games.
That
so
to me,
like,
so. Be worth it.
Well, for me, it's just like it sounds like it'd be fun for like the couch mode. N64s or consoles where you can play some couch co-op games with your friends and you like want to get out of the house and go do something. That sounds like fun. But otherwise, it's like, why pay the money when I have consoles and PCs at home,
Right.
and then I can buy drinks?
Are these land party games?
Some of them can be. I mean, they just have a bunch of games. Basically, you go pick the game you want to play, and you go bring it over to the station. So it's, it's not a bad place at all. The full kitchen, full bar, liquor and beer, reasonably priced. Like, I think my beer was like $3, dinner was like 12, so it wasn't super expensive. But you could go like with a group of friends and run a couch, and 4 of you guys play for $13 an hour. So that's affordable. But if you want a solo, solo station, it would just be like, I want to go play, try, a couple hours. $7 an hour is not bad for entertainment. I mean, a movie is 2 hours for.
Don't own the consoles,
Right. And so, like out here, the movies, like if you go at night, they're $15 a ticket for just a regular movie. So 2 hours is the equivalent of going to see a movie. But the whole layout was real cool. So I did meet up, and it was a board game night. So they had like a reserved area, and they were just playing a bunch of board games. But I had to leave early, so I didn't get to play.
Yeah, that sounds cool. That sounds much cooler than, because a lot of the barcades around here, it's like, come to our barcade, and then you go and there's like 2 cool arcade racks, and the rest are a bunch of old and like stupid games nobody wants to play.
Yeah, no, this place was
Pac-Man, cool.
Yeah. Now I was highly impressed. Like the whole scene was really, really cool.
And we need to go there when me and Steven come up or down.
Yeah.
Sucks that it's like almost an hour away, but it's all right. It's worth it. Everything's so far away from me, so it is. But in news that I like, Steven's, I know his topic is a little better. Are you losing me? Or what?
No, you're back. You're just like a little glitchy there for a second.
Okay. But they announced that they're bringing a whole bunch of Final Fantasy games to multi-platform. So Twitch and Xbox are getting a bunch of the old Final Fantasy games.
Switch.
What'd I say? Twitch?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, Switch.
Technically,
so, like,
Twitch would be getting them if somebody would choose to stream it.
Final Fantasy 7. I don't know if they're putting 8, but 9... 10, a lot of the remastered editions are all going to be available for download. So that's cool that they're expanding that.
I'm kind of stoked that Crystal Chronicles is going to be on there, because I played
that was a fun one
and actually enjoyed it. It's also multiplayer, I believe. Crystal Chronicles.
Yeah, it was like partial multiplayer. So like occasionally, like battles, a friend could take a controller and play, but like the main story you played solo. So you could have a friend with you, which was pretty neat.
I wish they were bringing Tactics over, because I enjoyed Final Fantasy Tactics.
That was such a fun game.
It's basically Final Fantasy's version of Fire Emblem.
Right. So that was pretty cool. I know we're going to talk about with the talking retro games during the main topic. Of course, we're going to talk some PS1 stuff with the announcement of the PS Classic. But Nintendo had some recent changes. So Toby, why don't we hear a little bit about that?
Well, Nintendo Online is now live.
Boo.
So if you're a Switch owner, you can sign up if you want. I've marked up. It's $20 for the year, $7.99 for 3 months, or $3.99 for a single month.
Not bad.
Or you can do, and that's just to one profile, like your Xbox.
So to add on to that, I did read this morning that if you don't cancel it, you have a free trial, but it will automatically renew, so you get charged.
If you do the free trial, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of
I already signed up for the thing. Or it's basically like, your Xbox account. It's tied to one account, but they also offer for $34.99 a yearly family plan. And I'm not sure how many. I think it's maybe 3 profiles that can use it.
Oh, nice.
So multiple profiles can use it. My thoughts right now is, unless you have, like Mario Kart or Splatoon or something that's currently online that you've been playing online, unless you have a game that you've been playing online and want to continue playing online, I don't see reason to sign up for it right now. You might as well wait until an online game comes out that you enjoy, because there's not a whole lot that it adds. But I mean, I got it because honestly, $20 for the year is nothing. I pay $20 a month for my AMC A list.
For
So
whiskey.
yeah, it's like, so $20 for the year is nothing, especially to get a better online service. Some of the other features is now Switch will have cloud saves, but there are stipulations to that. There's certain games that will not have cloud saves, Pokemon being one of them. They said, I believe part of the reasons for that is cheating, like being able to use your saves to share or duplicate Pokemon with other accounts or something like that. I don't know. Whatever. The majority of the games will have cloud saves, but you'll have to look into future games because they may not have it. And they also said that your cloud saves only exist while you have Nintendo Online. So if you cancel your subscription, all those save files will be erased. So keep that in mind. Store your stuff on a flash drive, before you cancel your account.
Gotcha.
It's also going to include special offers and deals on Nintendo merchandise and voice chat, which is still on the smartphone. So we still don't have headsets. Tommy's stupid.
He's so distracting all the time.
All he can do is make faces to himself.
I was keeping up with the chat group,
And so also included with it is they're going to have monthly retro games being released. So you'll get these games for free.
They are. Okay. That was going to be my question was, I mean, like Xbox Live and PS Plus, the big things that I love about those is to rack up. Like I've had so many games, like there was a long period of time where I didn't touch my Xbox, so I wasn't claiming a lot of my games for gold. But I've got like 250 games right now on my PlayStation profile. So
yeah,
like that's awesome.
Sometimes
I'm not going to play them all, but
just
it's
so
nice that I have them.
File, Even
Right.
if I don't think I'll play it, I'll just download it. But the thing is it's only NES games right now. So it's kind of cool, but honestly, NES is just like so old that I don't really have any desire to play those games.
Right.
If it was more SNES stuff, I'd be more excited about that. But there's so many new games coming out that I don't really feel the need to go back and play these old games. But I guess one thing about NES games is they're almost arcadey back then. So they're so short. There's stuff you can just pick up and play a Mario level but right now, some of the better ones included on the list that you can play is the first Legend of Zelda, Mario Brothers 1 and 3, Ghost and Goblins, Donkey Kong, Double Dragon, Ice Climbers, Dr. Mario. And then each month it looks like they're going to release about 3 new ones. So some upcoming ones that look pretty cool are like Metroid and Ninja Gaiden.
Ooh.
So...
Well, those are some good titles, but I mean, they're kind of lame that they're just doing like just NES games. I feel like it's kind of a cop out, but it's at least something. It is a third
and that's
of the cost.
Just now. Who knows? In the future, they may start to include SNES or 64 GameCube stuff as this service has been out for a while, and they start running out of titles to release for NES. Because I'm sure most of the NES titles are going to be Nintendo licensed games and not third parties.
Sure.
Yeah, definitely.
Is that for your list?
Yeah, I just had the Nintendo.
Okay. I just got a couple things.
Didn't they have the Nintendo Direct? I thought you were going to talk about that because it was happening after our last show.
Oh, did we not talk about that?
We talked about that last.
Did we? Oh,
yeah,
I thought
maybe
it was.
We didn't.
I thought it was.
No, because we talked to all Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'll just real quick. They did do a Nintendo Direct recently.
We don't go together.
Oh, it's gonna be quick. Hey, I just went over all the points.
Are you guys watching the stream? I keep putting up little messages.
What?
No, you just froze.
You just froze.
Oh no.
Is Justin giving you trouble? Justin gives everybody trouble.
No, Justin's giving me no trouble, but I've been putting little tags like while each of you guys are talking. That's why I've been making all the faces. So like right now it says on
real
the
clever Tommy.
it says Toby talks too much right now.
Go ahead.
Oh, because I talk more than any of you. Tommy gives us the whole story to Fantasy Star Online, whatever. So yeah, they had a Nintendo Direct that had a bunch of big announcements and just bullet points. They announced that there is Animal Crossing coming out soon,
Nice.
a Luigi's Mansion 3. They teased new Smash Brothers Fighters. I don't know. There was a bunch of other games that they announced. Oh, there's some ports, some Wii U games. So, like new Super Mario Brothers U, and then there was another Wii U game that came over. I don't know. I wasn't prepared for this, but I guess the biggest titles that they announced were the Luigi's Mansion and Animal Crossing. But we know Metroid is still in progress.
Mm-hmm.
And then they announced some more things about the new Pokemon coming out.
Funny thing about Luigi is Mario Kart, he does the death stare.
Yeah.
See me rolling.
Luigi's my favorite.
He's good.
All right, well, that concludes the quick.
What about Rickus, Tommy?
Oh, that's right. He did say he had something extra.
Host
Oh my
ever.
gosh, he already went though.
No, because you asked me about the beta. That wasn't mine. That was yours.
No, what?
Hey,
What do you mean
I
it wasn't
just
mine?
want to ramble up a couple of points. That's it.
All right,
Okay.
go ahead.
Rocket
Ramble
League
away.
passes 50 million players.
What does that even mean? That game's dead. You don't even know anyone who plays that game.
How do we?
We know Kushikins. He's like a diamond in that game.
Yeah.
Oh man,
Do
is
we
that
think
like better than Cole?
can Tommy like glitch out and it just be me and you?
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Podcast.
Like you have nothing in your background, bro. You're playing. You're basic.
Basic pro.
Anyways,
Formatting.
let's see. We also got Disney announced that they're going to take a step back from making Star Wars movies. So they're going to let the franchise breathe a little bit rather than put a whole bunch of Star Wars.
So they're not going to marvel us with Star Wars.
Well,
movies.
Marvel they did it right. So
they didn't super saturate the market.
No, they didn't.
Wow, with like 4 movies
5
a
to
year.
6 movies a year.
That's why
is not
it's
a
one of the
for sure.
highest grossing right now. Listen, anyways, there wasn't for you to tap on that, okay? Marvel Studios will get a hold of X-Men and Kevin Feige will helm it once the merger goes through with Fox.
Nice. Maybe we'll get a good X-Men movie aside from Logan, which is the best of all the X-Men related movies.
I would have to agree. Space Jam's getting a sequel. Ryan Coogler, who directed Black Panther, is going to be directing it. Don't look at me, I didn't make it. Captain Marvel trailer is out, so if you're into Captain Marvel,
this is like movie snacks.
I haven't seen the Captain
Shadows
Marvel
of the Tomb
trailer.
Raider is out. It came out on the 14th, so if you haven't got it, go and buy it because sales are down.
I'm gonna get it.
Steve's gonna buy it.
Toby's gonna buy it. I'm gonna try to rent it.
Mm-hmm. And I know these last 2 ones are still movies and TV shows. I don't care. That's my part. We got a live action Avatar coming out. So if you were a fan of the Nickelodeon show, this is live action. And I think that's it. Yep,
So,
that's it.
To go along with that,
I love how Rickus is like, I know this is not game related, and this is a game show. I'm just gonna force it in. So real quick, I'm gonna add some new information I found.
is this new Nearly Dead's content?
It's a quilting club, and they're starting up on the weekends.
That is not the
It's some new
same.
quilts.
That is not the same. IGN has like tech, movies, TV shows, comic books.
We're not IGN.
We're not IGN. We're Game
We
Snacks.
are all
We're Game Snacks.
nerd-related stuff.
No, we're games.
So
That's
related.
So then we spent 15 minutes on the Predator. That's okay.
That was
all
just
right,
it.
It was intro,
Uh,
and that's
no,
it's not even
no,
gonna make the show now because we forgot to hit
No,
record.
it's okay. You guys can say whatever you want, but then I won't bring up the movie. Like we didn't talk about Ready Player.
All right, so I got one last piece of game content that I want to ask you guys about. So, have you guys seen the live action Bleach movie that's on Netflix?
No.
Yeah, it looks terrible. But I want to throw in something movie related.
I'll probably watch it.
I'll probably watch it too, but it looks so terrible. So bad. All right, so are you guys good? Can we go on to the main course?
Sure can.
You guys need to do that with me, you know.
No.
Like,
No.
like just I'm the only one who gets.
We're not
magic.
Wayne or Garth.
Why not? Totes.
Because we're not cool enough.
Totes nard, brah. So,
I don't even have a gun.
Okay.
This is very awkward.
Yeah.
It's Wayne's World.
We know, but it was like the quote didn't like fit into the what was going on though.
Whatever, Tommy.
Yeah.
This is
This is the main course.
This is GameStacks, not movie quote.
Right, bro.
Yeah.
Right.
We're having marital issues on air.
Yes. You
On
guys are.
air.
Well, let's discuss this whole. So the topic today, PlayStation 1, right? So they announced that they are taking pre-order started today.
PlayStation 1 Mini.
It's the classic.
Or classic.
Why are you shaking your head no, Ricky?
Just want to disagree.
It's true. I read it on the internet, so it has to be true.
Once again, Sony's riding on the coattails of Nintendo's ideas.
Yeah, it's true.
Like back in the day when the Wii came out, then Sony's like, ooh, motion controls are popular. We're going to make our stupid wands. And now they're like, Nintendo's making a bunch of money re-releasing their old consoles. Let's do the same thing.
Yeah. So my only concern with this is they're announcing that's going to have 20 titles on it. And then of the 20, they've only really announced like 3. So
really?
It's been...
What 3 did they announce?
I forget the third one. It was Final Fantasy 7. And then they have the... Shibby. Wild Arms.
Not prepared.
Sorry. It was Wild Arms, and then
another RPG.
Tekken 3 are the ones that are confirmed. So yeah, 2 JRPGs and then a fighting game. So I feel like that's kind of crappy that they're throwing out like only 3 titles and it's pre-order. So it's coming out $100, which is a little bit above where the Nintendos were. Granted, like the content.
I thought they were at $100 too.
The
SNES
$80. The SNES I bought for $90, so it was $80 plus tax. So, yeah, so a little bit more expensive than the Nintendo ones, and you have to like it says it's not coming with an HDMI cable, so you have to like provide your own, something like that.
What's the price?
$100. So I don't know. I just thought it was feels kind of like they're just cheapening it a little bit.
Everybody has HDMI cables now. Everybody.
Yeah. So
they're trying to save money, but
okay. They did announce 2 more titles: Jumping Flash and Ridge Racer Type 4.
Okay,
so,
still nothing has sold me yet.
Right.
I talked to Ricky about a little bit about.
My apologies. The AC adapter is sold separately, is what it says.
Oh, the power.
Are you kidding me?
So you don't have power? They selling it without power?
You're reading that wrong. Come on.
This is from PlayStation.com's blog. At the bottom, it's an asterisk. It says AC adapter sold separately.
What? You sell a console without power?
I don't know if it just doesn't mean like because it has a USB port. So I wonder if you need to find some other form, like it might charge. And USB. Yeah, and you might just need your own like charging block or something. I don't know. They don't have that much information out. Like it says
but they're already trying to sell pre-orders.
Yeah, pre-orders started today. They're trying to sell 100 million copies or 100 million units. And it seems very underdone for them to then just go ahead and add 2 more games today. But
I was talking to Rickus about these things, and kind of how I feel about it is, of course, I mean, we're going to go into this in a second and talk about our dream lineup because we all have nostalgia for older consoles and older games that we grew up playing. But as far as like purchasing these things to play, like I can totally get on board with like SNES because those games, that 16-bit era, that pixel art looked amazing back then. holds up today as well. Like you play A Link to the Past and it looks just as good as it did no matter what TV that you were on. It just always looks good. NES, like 8-bit, not so much, as a little pixely. But once we start getting into like the N64 PS1 era where it's like the beginnings of 3D graphics,
right,
I just don't feel like those games hold up. It's like I love
Agreed.
N64. I'll go back and play a game every once in a while, but it's hard to because it's like the controls back then in the 3D space were super clunky, especially PS1. The way their graphics work, there was a lot of things where you'd see splits. There'd be like gaps between the
it's all over Final Fantasy VII. Like half the time the characters just had eyes, no mouths or anything.
Yeah, so it's like that era. I don't see the desire to go back and really play all those games. It's like if I'm going to play a 3D game, I'd rather play something modern that looks amazing. And I'll still go back and play some of these games for nostalgia's purpose, but I can't see wanting to spend $100 on something
I second
to
that.
revisit it.
I just real quick, I want to say, because I'm not sure how long my aunt and uncle are watching, but hi Uncle Freddie and hi Aunt Valerie.
Hi Uncle Freddie.
Yeah, and so Ethan's showing them the stream right now.
Okay.
But I agree with you, Toby. Any of the consoles, I'm never gonna go back and buy them. It's just something that's not appealing to me.
I would with the SNES. A lot of those games are great, and like I said, it still holds up because of what they are, a 2D game, platforming, whatever.
I'd rather just buy them if I had a Switch, I'd rather just buy them on there. I don't need to buy.
But what I'm saying is, right now they're not available on the Switch. Not yet.
Yeah.
So you're assuming that it will be available.
But is there really a high demand for it?
Clearly, they sold out of the NES and they sold out.
So the NES one was just okay. They did much, much better with the Super Nintendo one. That one I go back and play quite a bit, and it came with 2 controllers, which was awesome. And it had a lot better titles that I liked more than the NES one.
Yeah, like Super Metroid, Link to the Past, that kind of stuff.
Right, and so they're leading off with a few. Like I played Wild Arms. It was a fantastic RPG. It was so much fun. And then of course I think with a lot of the pressure of waiting for that Final Fantasy VII remake to come out, I think that's why they put Final Fantasy VII on this, because I feel like it's come out. It's already on PSN. It's tough because it's like all these.
To buy this because Final Fantasy VII is now coming to Xbox and Switch,
right? Which is a little weird, I think, for the whole push for this console, because you already have it for PSN, and so I've already got it on my PS4 that I can play. I could have played it on my Vita, and so it just doesn't seem like it seems like overdone. Like X on the Nintendo. Yeah, I guess you could rebuy a lot of those games, but I don't know. If I would have done that, I wouldn't have done that. Like
what it is they're just trying to make off of nostalgia, because it's like, well, and that nostalgia right now is a fad. It's like anything else. It's like the Battle Royale. Battle Royale's popular. Everybody's doing their version. It's like with movies. Somebody makes comic book movie. Everybody wants to make a comic book movie. So now it's like, basically they see that Nintendo's racking it, and with the classic consoles, all these remasters are coming out and being super successful. They did the Crash Bandicoot, they're doing Spyro, like Shadow of the Colossus, like we're doing Resident Evil 2 remake, all these, and especially right now in pop culture in general, like 80s and 90s pop culture is having this huge resurgence. So I really just feel it's Sony's way of just being like, hey, we're just trying to make a quick buck off of the popularity of nostalgia right now. So
I for one, I'm not buying into it.
Yeah, I think I'm going to pass on this one. It would have, I mean, mostly to the point that Toby made, going back and playing those games, no matter how fun they were at the time, they're an eyesore, most of them. But it just, I think, it's a money grab too, because a lot of these games you get on PS Now, or like their, I think is that what's called there, where you get like their Game Pass or whatever. So a lot of these games you can already get on that. So it is double dipping a lot into the same pool of games. So I think that's maybe why they haven't released all the titles for it. But kind of ties into the next segment. If we were to get this, I want to hear like some games that you guys would love to see on it, and then after that we'll talk about our top 5 favorite PS1 games, just to kind of hit on the nostalgia piece, because it was such like a major console, and there were a million things that came out for it, and a lot of genres really started from there too, I thought. So
okay, so well, wouldn't that kind of be like hand in hand? Like, wouldn't we want our top 5 to be on this console?
maybe.
So
What if they're already named on it?
well, we don't know what's on it because they only released 5
Hey,
titles.
it's not like we're trying to
Well,
figure out.
I'm just saying, like, do you want us to like? Should we just round robin some like names, or like you're saying you want us to save our top 5? So, like, should I not mention
Open
that now?
discussion on
Like,
here.
Yeah, open discussion. I mean, we could do it if you want to do your top 5 favorites. Because like
Well, I'm just
Final
saying-
Fantasy
saying,
VII is one of my favorite games, but for this, I don't think I'd want it on that. I feel like it's been too saturated, so I don't know that I'd have Final Fantasy VII on this thing. So that was kind of like my thought, but yeah, we can go ahead and just do our top 5 and what we'd like to see. Maybe if there's some honorable mentions. There's 20 games that they're stockpiling on this thing, and
well, maybe
4
if
of them
we
have been announced.
if we each throw in 5, that's 15, and then we can throw in some honorable mentions.
Sure.
That would fill up the 20 for the Game Snacks PS1 Classic.
I would be fine with that.
Yeah, this is what.
Done.
Yeah, because I don't know. For me, I wouldn't know how to separate it because I would want my favorite things to be on this. Because if they were, then I would buy it.
That's fair. All right.
So let's create the official Game Snacks PS1 Classic coming out in November. So everybody listening, this will be available for pre-order. Go ahead and send us your money now.
Yep. There should be a link at the bottom for donations.
We have a direct
$100.
line with Sony, so we'll be pitching them.
Yeah, this is actually just like a focus group for what's really going to be there. So
that's what it is.
Yeah.
So Rickus, kick it off. Like, what's one game, the first game you'd want on there?
If I'm saying this right, is it Paw Rapper?
Paw Rapper the Rapper.
Paw Rapper the Rapper. I couldn't remember how.
Oh, shit.
Yes.
That's classic.
It was fun. I remember that game.
It's one of the first like rhythm music games.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love music. I bought this. I buy like all the mobile music rhythm games all the time. You ever play Groove Coaster on there?
No.
But it's something
I
like
play
that,
mobile games.
Yeah, but
I'm too good for them.
Paw the Rap. Wait,
Punch.
That's what.
Kick.
Yeah.
Punch, kick.
Yeah. It was really fun.
The Sensei guy.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That was actually a. I think the PSN had that as a free game of the month.
Really?
Yeah,
Paw
I
Rapper
downloaded.
the Rapper.
All I know is I remember that you play a dog. He wears a beanie.
Yeah.
He was really cool looking. And you just punch and kick.
And there was the Sensei was like an onion with a mustache.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, there was different people you rapped with and had rap battles. Dude, that's so classic. I remember I was like, what the hell is this game?
Nice.
Tommy?
Tony Hawk Pro Skater.
Nice.
That
One or
game.
two?
Probably the first one. I remember mostly like when I first got it, like those PlayStation demo discs.
Yeah.
Like from Pizza Hut. Dude, I tore up some Tony Hawk Pro Skater.
Yeah, I only played the second one from one of those Pizza Hut demos, and they had that one level. I think I used to play it on Andrew's PS1.
In the warehouse.
And that's how I felt about Goldfinger.
Then maybe it was too.
Yeah. Oh yeah, because they put this soundtrack. I think it was part 2, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Goldfinger was the first or second one. Good.
Nothing. I was just gonna say, I'm glad you said that. That was on my honorable mention.
that was really good. I remember playing the game a lot.
Yeah.
I get frustrated with the game.
Terrible at skateboarding, but that was so much fun.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, I mean, there was like no real physics to it. You could go down and do like a 30 spin and then go down and
then not hurt yourself.
Fun.
Yeah,
it was realistic. Then people would like. I tried playing skate and these realistic skaters, and I'm just like, that's how I am with racing games. I don't want like realistic physics. I want a banana and I'm gonna throw it under your wheels. One of my top 5 was Twisted Metal 2.
Oh Oh dang, that was on mine too.
I forgot that one. Oh my gosh!
How'd you forget that one?
I used to play a game. I don't know. I have a whole bunch of RPGs in my head.
Yeah.
Oh, dude,
Yeah,
there were so many.
PlayStation
It was like the era of JRPGs.
Yes.
It way outdid
Yes.
SNES.
Yeah.
The console of that. Yeah, Twisted Metal. That was probably the game I played most on the original PlayStation. Was Twisted Metal 2 was the best one.
Yeah. It was Twisted Metal 2. I used to play that game forever. Ooh. My favorite character was Twister.
Yeah.
I played Twister a lot, and then I just used regular ammo and tear people down because she was so fast. But her ult her spinning move was kind of hard to control. So I just give people missiles and stuff like that.
Yeah, her ultimate was hard to control. I was either Spectre or Thumper.
Spectre was good. Oh, Thumper was my second favorite.
Yeah, that was fun where you could like shoot the ice or jump. You had all those little like secret button combinations.
In the like bonus rooms and the levels, you'd like blow up. Remember, you'd always try to blow up the Eiffel Tower.
Yeah.
And then like get the bridge off of it and stuff.
Good. So good. All right, Rickus, what do you got?
My number 4, which I'm not sure if any of y'all heard this, but it's a JRPG, and it's called Lunar Silver Star Story, and it was really, to me, it was a very linear game.
But really wanted to play that. I know, like you guys and Paul absolutely loved it.
Yeah, it was really fun. The story was really good, and instead of doing CGI for like the cutscenes, they actually had like little anime clips in throughout the game. So when you got to a certain part, anime clip, but then the voice acting there, like these like professional singers come in. It was really awesome, and
nice.
The ending was just very sad, and it just got all the feels, man. But I love that game.
All the feels.
That was one thing that was nice about the PlayStation having CD and stuff is they could have the video cutscenes and stuff, whereas the N64 cutscenes was always gameplay graphics.
Yeah, that's true.
Very true. They couldn't have cinematics and things.
Yeah, if you like JRPGs, Tom, which I know you do, I don't know if there's going to be any ported ones or anything.
Was it in Japanese or was it?
Yeah, it was American.
English? Okay. Yeah, I wonder if it's on PSN or something because I remember you guys played that series and I remember like Paul obsessing over it.
It was David.
David? No, I know Paul played it too, though.
Paul played it, but David obsessed over it. He like really upset. He played the game over and over again.
Yeah.
But that was my number 4.
My number 2 or 4, I guess. Yeah, so we're counting down. Jet Moto 2.
Dude, Jet Moto.
That was on my list.
That one, so I remember. That was. I mean, you got some. It was just like riding on like jet skis, pretty much all over the place. But you go like space, jet skis, like you go everywhere, and you could do tricks and stuff like that. And I just remember us dumping like a shit ton of time into it, and just
it's kind of like F-Zero, PlayStation's version of F-Zero.
Right. So I thought it was cool. I mean, you had like similar stats. Like if you had like the heavier one, it might like go faster long term, but it would start slower. So if you crashed, it was harder to recover, and just all the really creative levels. I thought it was a lot of fun. I know we all played it a whole bunch together too.
It was either 2-player or like time trials and stuff.
Yeah. So that was mine.
I think that was one of the earlier games on that system.
Yeah, I would say so too.
One of my favorites that not a lot of people know about, but I was introduced to again on one of those demo discs that Tommy had. Because my experience with PlayStation 1 was playing at friend's house. I was either at Tommy's house, Andrew's house, or
John
Vickery. Yeah. And so, Tommy, you had a bunch of those demo discs, but Medieval, I loved that game.
Oh, yeah.
It was like the action adventure game where you were like that skeleton in the knight's armor. And it was very kind of like Tim Burton-y, and you'd walk around like in these graveyards and fight zombies and witches and stuff. And I don't know. I just loved back in the day that all those like just fun action adventure kind of cartoony games.
Yeah.
But I liked Medieval because it was that type of game, but with like kind of a darker look to it. Like I said, the Tim Burton kind of art, and the soundtrack was really cool. Like it's creepy, and he was funny. damn it.
I know.
Video was the worst
you guys
idea
just
for this
stare
podcast.
right at me every time, and I love it. Love it.
The video was the worst idea for
Yes.
this podcast.
He's so narcissistic.
Yeah, as I'm staring into the camera right into your eyes.
Number 3, Ricky.
Is it me already? All right. What was it? I'm debating to switch this around, but I'll just say it anyways. Resident Evil, the first one.
Okay.
It was one of my, I think, if not probably the first game that ever really scared me was that game, and mixed in with puzzles and the typewriters and the
typewriters.
Yep, it was really scary, and it just blew my mind. The game actually scared me.
Yeah.
And so
I was late to the first one.
Were you?
But I did eventually get around to it.
Yep. I mean, if I could go back and play it, I probably would actually download or buy it if it was like $5-10 just to replay it, see what it's like.
Yeah.
It's probably be clunky as hell.
I have it. You can play it.
Do you really? On what?
Or I think I have the remastered.
Okay.
That one that they did that had the better graphics.
Okay.
For GameCube.
Yeah, definitely. I'll just try it out.
Yeah.
Swags.
You guys ready for this?
Yeah.
No.
Oh, no. Final Fantasy 8.
8? Come on. That was the worst one.
A lot of people liked 8.
I know, I didn't like 8.
Very, very underrated. It was
not underrated. It was perfectly rated fine.
It's... I don't know. The thing I liked about it is that it finally added like a new element to turn-based combat. So it was the first one of the JRPGs that had like you had to do timing. So you had like the gun blade. So if you wanted to get like bonus damage, you had to time like hit the trigger at the right time. If you wanted to use your summons, you had to like smash, like I remember like hitting the square button a billion different times to boost its power to make it stronger.
I remember you playing that with the gun blade. As soon as you said gun blade, I'm like, okay.
It was definitely, it doesn't compare, of course, to Final Fantasy VII, but it looked a lot better. I think it was really underrated. I had a lot of fun with it. Had like these areas, like, because you had like you had a flying ship like you get in all the games, but one of the things I thought was really cool is if you wanted to kind of like master complete it, they had these 2 islands, like Island Furthest from Hell and like Furthest from Heaven, or Closest to Heaven, Closest to Hell, and they would have just like ridiculous random like level 99 bad guys, so you could go through and like really push to level your characters up and just max everything out. So I thought that was kind of a fun touch, but they haven't put that out on like a remaster or anything yet, so I think it's a little more of the underrated ones, but I had a lot of fun with it.
I've heard a lot that Final Fantasy VII is kind of overrated. Like people have a lot of nostalgia for that game, but a lot of things that I've read, like from people who are Final Fantasy fans, say that it's really not that great of a game. It just came out at a time with its graphics and certain things about it. Well, it was one of the
first like full 3D games that had by far the best graphics of any game out at the time. The story is really good. Like
they said the story is ridiculous. If you go back and look at it, they're like the story doesn't make any sense.
Not too much, but it's the character development is so good. Like you get so attached to the characters. Like everyone, like Sephiroth, he's not in that one.
You said Final Fantasy VIII.
I'm talking about 7 being overrated.
7? Oh, you're overrated. I was agreeing with you.
Sephiroth is like everyone says like Sin is the best bad guy,
just like
but Sephiroth is the greatest bad guy. Period.
It's not actually as good as they remembered it.
I see what you're saying. Okay.
Yeah.
But
so
before we go on to yours, let's the people in the chat, if you're listening or watching, what is your ultimate list for PlayStation?
Yeah. But don't take any of ours though.
Yeah, ours.
Like you gotta come up with unique games.
Yeah, unique games. In the games that I pick can only be my favorite.
Ethan agrees with Tommy. He loves Final Fantasy VIII. And hi, Uncle Valerie.
Uncle Valerie.
Uncle Valerie.
Uncle Freddie and Aunt Valerie, because now they're actually watch.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Ethan has good taste on games. So,
Does he? Does he?
So my number 3 is Tomb Raider 2.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Okay.
Classic Tomb Raider.
I figured Tomb Raider was going to make an appearance from you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and especially since I've been into the reboots recently, but the second one, I think, really stood out to me because I'm pretty sure that's the one that had more of the underwater exploration.
Mm-hmm.
And do you remember the level where you had to swim from underwater from one spot to another, and there were the sharks that would come after you? It was so tense. I used to get so like freaked out because I'm like trying to swim and I'm in my scuba gear. The sharks would chase you, and you're just like, oh god! It's like instant death that they get you.
I only played the first one.
I only played the first one, and I just trying to see her naked the whole time.
Dude, yeah, I remember the game. One of the video game magazines, John Vickery read they had the cheat. But nobody could figure it out because he had to jump up on a statue, spin around 3 times. But it was so hard to jump on a statue.
Steven still memorizes it.
Yeah, and when you got on it, when you tried to turn, controls were so clunky you would always fall off before you could rotate. But
so basically, it was a myth, and no one could ever do it. That's basically what that is.
No, but the funny thing is even if you did. PlayStation 1 graphics were so terrible. It'd be flesh colored cones.
Were kids. When did PlayStation come out? 1999?
Yeah.
That was 19.
I know.
Come on. We were kids.
Yeah. Boobs. But anyways, the Tomb Raider franchise I've always liked. I've liked the exploration,
I didn't like
the platforming.
It just wasn't something I got a hold of or couldn't.
I liked it because it was like an Indiana Jones game, kind of and the only
it's
really
like the female Harrison Ford.
Yeah. And the only Indiana Jones games were very they were like those Telltale games. They're kind of story driven. So to have a game where you could go around, get attacked by tigers and shoot people.
Yeah. All right, Rickus, what's yours?
My number
2.
It's another toss up because
there's so many
JRPGs on my list. And
just do them, man.
Legend of Dragoon. Remember that one, Tommy?
I didn't play that one, but I do remember.
I did not play JRPGs as a kid.
Oh, okay.
I did not like reading.
Okay. Well, then this one was pretty fun because it did have a turn-based. But it had a little bit of an element to it, timing as well. So when you attacked, you had to get the timing just right, or you didn't get landing crits and stuff like that. Story was really cool.
All about them crits.
All about them crits, bro. But you had this giant sword, kind of like Final Fantasy 7, but it was just a little different because of that timing element just makes it really more engaging rather than you just click, okay, you go do a fire attack. This one, you make sure you're on point.
Kind of like Final Fantasy 8, right?
Right.
Tommy said.
Yeah. What the bleep? Are you still my game, bro?
It's all about that timing.
Did you not hear about what I said and my whole thing?
Ricky doesn't pay attention.
I know. I don't like Final Fantasy 8. I just joking.
Yeah.
Well,
I never played that. I'd say I would check it out, but I'm probably not.
Probably not.
Maybe I'll watch a video on it.
Probably won't.
So my number 2 is Castlevania Symphony of the Night.
Oh, no.
Nice.
Yeah. And they're about to do a remake or a re-release of it too. So I'm pretty excited about that. But
was that 3D or side-scrolling?
Side-scrolling. But it was the first one that was had a lot of RPG elements. You could go loot extra gear. They had shops so you could buy stuff, and then you could unlock all your different special moves. And then once you beat the game and you completed 100%, they unlocked upside down world. Yeah, and so you went through it, and I was almost a completionist on that game. But when you died, it was whoa, game over, and a cow skull would pop up on the screen with rosary beads, and my mom was like, that game's evil, and threw it away, and I didn't get to finish it.
Did she do that with Dungeon Keeper too?
Yeah, for PC.
But yet she let you play Diablo.
Well, I convinced her I was killing demons, so that helped.
Well, you are, but
yeah.
True.
So, but yeah, Dungeon Keeper.
Fine.
No, Dungeon Keeper had lots of little nudity things and stuff like that, so wasn't appropriate for a kid. Womp womp.
Wah, wah.
Wah, wah.
It's a solid pick.
It's not actually.
It was
I
such a
would
funny
prefer
game.
Castlevania and SNES, but anyways,
That one was good, but we're not talking SNES.
my number
Can't you
2,
let Sony have one thing, bro?
no, is Resident Evil 2.
Huh.
Yeah, I mean, Ricky had already said Resident Evil, but I'm a
This
horror
is just
fan,
the first one.
and yeah, and PlayStation was the place where Resident Evil originated. So Resident Evil 2, I think, was the strongest of the older games. So I would like to see that pop up on the PlayStation Classic.
Even though they're coming out with a remastered edition?
I'm probably not going to buy the PlayStation Classic, but if the Game Snacks PlayStation Classic came out, it has to have Resident Evil 2 on it.
Okay.
And I would buy it.
Gotcha. All right.
Yeah.
All right. If we're going to talk about my
your number 1.
Okay. My number 1, since you mentioned her, brought back a lot of memories. So this is going to take my number 1 spot. It just has to. Which is Twisted Metal 2.
Number 1? Nice.
Number 1. It just has to be. It was one of my favorite games of all time on the PlayStation. Lost so many days and hours. Love it. Love the dark endings you got because Calypso would trick you because you wish for
like endings, basically.
Yeah, he tricked everybody. No matter what your wish was, it somehow was terrible.
Yeah. The guys who played in the monster truck, what were their names? But he tricked them like they wanted to fly, so they jumped off the building and they killed themselves. When he handed out, oh, here's your tickets if you wanted to fly, and that was a plane ticket.
Yeah.
And then Spectre, he wanted to be famous because he was very conceited and he wanted to be known throughout the whole world or seen throughout the world. So Calypso just stretched his face into the sky.
Yeah.
So he's just one of those evil dicks.
Yeah. Exactly. Those were always funny.
And who can forget Sweet Tooth?
Sweet Tooth.
Oh my God, that thing was so creepy.
I'm pretty sure I used that soundbite in one of our episodes.
I know, but I just dreaded when I got chased by him because he was hard. If you fought him as AI, he would kill you, man.
Yeah, the stupid bouncy ice cream bombs and Minion.
Yep.
There was a cheat code.
Minion.
Yeah, he was like the tank.
Yeah, he was. Yep.
And that was back in the day. It's funny we're talking about all these PlayStation games. This was kind of that era. I was listening to Kind of Funny Games this week, and they were talking about cheat codes and glitches. I missed
that stuff.
And it's just like, that was back in the day. Like, there were cheat codes for Twisted Metal 2. Like, you could get infinite ammo and like you could get the cheat code to be Minion or Sweet Tooth. And
they used to sell like these game
Genie.
And they would work most of the time, but then they really just mess up everything because the game would be so glitched out. It's like, we're not supposed to be doing this.
Yeah. Right. Well, it basically go in and like change code.
Yeah, it's basically what it did. It was basically like a virus.
Yeah. Game Genie.
Man, good times.
Yep.
Tommy, what's your number 1?
Oh, you guys know it. It's Final Fantasy VII. It's got
Final Fantasy games on here.
I know, because that was like my whole life was JRPGs on there, and
you didn't even Wild Arms it, or
no? Like Wild Arms was fun. Like I played 1, 2, and 3 of it, but
I never liked Wild Arms.
The stories weren't like, honestly, like I couldn't tell you anything about the stories. Like they weren't memorable. They were fun, but it just, nothing stuck. Like you had Breath of Fire 3 was on there. That one was all right. Just the Final Fantasies, like PS1, PS2, Final Fantasy, that was like their lifeblood. The earlier ones, SNES, they were great too, but they really branched out. And when the new Final Fantasy game came out, it was always like, oh, it's going to be the best graphical game. It's going to have a great story. It's going to have a lot of time to finish it. But still, Cloud and Sephiroth, man, two of my favorites.
Dude, the soundtrack for that game, I love it, man.
The sound is phenomenal. But I just love that, like Sephiroth was like Cloud's mentor. And so as we, like it's such a good story. Granted, yeah, there's parts of it that doesn't really make sense on why things were the way they were, whatever. But coming back, it's still my favorite, hands down. It was the game that I got with my PS1. Like that was it. I opened it up on Christmas and changed my life.
I like how there's certain developers that like they'll be on one exclusive to a console and then they'll jump to another console because I guess it kind of makes sense because in the 90s Nintendo was really the powerhouse console, so everything is like Final Fantasy, like the Square Enix, Metal Gear, a lot of those games were all like on Nintendo, and then they eventually became like PlayStation exclusive.
And who is to blame for PlayStation coming out?
Nintendo.
So,
but then like Rare used to be exclusive, and then now they're exclusive to Xbox pretty much.
Yeah. But Nintendo caused Sony to make the PlayStation because they got screwed over in a deal, and so PlayStation or Sony said we're going to make our own console.
Yeah.
Did
you guys have any like? Even though it was top 5, did you guys have any honorable mentions that you?
I mean, I had my number 1,
Spyro.
But,
did you not go?
Oh, that's right. That's right.
You're the one who jumped on topic of other stuff. So go ahead, finish us up, Tobes.
Well, you all know what my number 1 is.
Silent Hill.
Yes.
Yeah, I figured. It's
got to be on there. The creepiest game ever made, and the first one is almost creepier because the graphics are so bad that you can't like be anything.
I remember watching one of Ricky's brothers play through that game. I didn't play it.
Yeah. The footsteps in the first one are so funny sounding. It sounds like he's like walking on with like tap shoes on or something. It's like click, 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 click.
Justin said his game for PlayStation was Legend of Dragoon.
Yeah.
Oh. That's probably just because you're elated.
Yeah.
Probably because we had the same system and the same games in one house, so it would make sense.
Yeah.
Take turns. I've got an honorable mention. Ricky said Spyro, which I think is that was a lot of fun.
Honorable mention.
I would say the Chrono Trigger remaster, or not remaster, but remake. It came out with like Final Fantasy IV on like separate discs. It was like they did a lot of combos of porting SNES games to the PS1, but kind of to Ricky's point when he was talking about Legend of Dragoon, I think, is the cutscenes were all anime style. So because like the Super Nintendo game didn't have that, you didn't really have all that stuff. So they added a full anime story into the Chrono Trigger game from when they put it to the PS1. So you had all these extra little deals, and then the nice thing was, since you could save multiple files, you could go back in, and then you had a special anime cutscene for all 9 endings. Because depending upon what timeline you beat the game and who was in your party, you get a separate ending.
Speaking of discs, you remember for PlayStation when you got to a certain point, because insert disc 2?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh man, when that would screw you up on a game.
Yeah. It wasn't Final Fantasy like 7-3 disc?
Multiple games. Yeah.
Hold
on just a second, guys. I'll be right back. Banter for a second.
Banter.
I think Tommy's got a case of the
Are you kidding me?
Or something.
Are you kidding me?
I don't know. I was gonna say, what about Metal Gear? Nobody brought up Metal Gear.
Oh, I could never get into that. I didn't like the character Solid Snake. I just didn't like him.
I liked the first, like the PS1. I liked that one because I feel like the first ones were a little bit closer to like Splinter Cell, where yes, they had their crazy ridiculousness in it, but it was a little bit more grounded, just kind of like a straight up stealth game. It was after that I kind of fell off of Metal Gear, where it got just too like weird with like people with superpowers and stuff like that.
I couldn't get into it. Just about one of the very first levels, you under a box, and then you have a trained soldier on a boat, You notice the box slowly getting closer to him and he doesn't do anything? Come on.
Yeah. I don't know. I've just always liked stealth games, so the first one was fun as much as it didn't make sense, but then the ones after that. Also, I don't know if you ever played it, but I used to play with Andrew a lot. It was fun. It was called Siphon Filter.
Oh yeah, that was a good one.
And it was like a tactical military game.
Yeah.
Yeah, like a stun gun, and that I remember that gun the most because it kind of looked like a laser and shoot this like green line out the front and like zap people. It made me think of like Rainbow Six, Rogue Squadron or Rogue. What was it? Rainbow Six Rogue something. It was a.
Is it Vegas?
No, it was back. I played it on the PC a lot, but it came out for the PlayStation 1. But it was a Rainbow Six game, and I thought it was like Rogue something, but maybe it was Red. I don't know.
You're losing me. I don't know.
But it's one of the first Rainbow Six games, and it was just cool. I remember the level I played the most was the Air Force One level, where you'd go on and you had to clear out the enemies. Because we would play this like it wasn't like multiplayer.
Justin's saying Rogue Warrior.
Yeah, that could be it.
Okay.
Rainbow Six Rogue Warrior.
Yep.
Yeah, and you had the missions where it was called the terrorist hunt, where they were bonus missions. It was outside of the game, and it was almost like doing a bots on on Perfect Dark or something, where they send you in a level. There were so many bad guy AIs, and you had to clear them out without getting spotted or killed. If you got killed, then it was game over.
There's another game that Justin could probably relate to this too. We had Gran Turismo 2 in the house. We played that a lot. My brother Matthew played that forever. And
that was a popular game. I didn't like it because it was realistic. I would just spin out the whole time and crash into the walls. Well, speaking of cartoony racers, they had Sony came out with their version of Mario Kart, the Crash Bandicoot Racing.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
That was actually pretty fun. You get rockets and different things.
Why don't we use this time to ask the chat what their games are?
Yeah. Did anybody else? I was going to ask.
Justin, TJ, Ethan, you guys watching? So what games are you guys into for the
Rogue Warrior was a terrible game.
It was not a terrible game.
What is this, amateur hour, bro?
It is, man.
Yeah, who leaves in the middle of a podcast?
Sorry, dude. Had to go.
You had the squirts?
Yeah, man.
Are you kidding me? That's what it was? You are the worst. Oh my god.
No, it wasn't, but so yeah. Chrono Trigger is where I was at.
Justin drove the NSX and Rogue Spear. That's what he said.
Rogue Spear.
Rogue Spear.
Rogue Spear. Rainbow Six Rogue Spear.
Oh yeah, I played that mostly on PC though.
Yeah, same here.
I was pretty OP in that game, but
I'm pretty sure you died the whole time.
No, I didn't, man. I was in a super good clan.
Bro, you were in a clan, bro.
Yeah,
huh?
Man. We used MSN Messenger.
Did it have 3 initials to that clan?
Probably BSJ. Ballsack Jams. But no, let's go ahead. Did you? I guess we go on, move to the next segment. Did we have any Overwatch League updates?
There's nothing.
Nothing. So
based on the Game Snacks official PS1 Classic, would anybody purchase our Classic? Would that game line up?
I would purchase our Classic.
I would too.
Definitely.
Would that game line up for $100?
For $100, worth it. Sold. Stamp of approval.
Chuckle said he'll buy 3 of them.
And he's actually, I just got an alert. He actually sent us a $300 donation.
What?
For it. So,
what if we don't use the funds for that purpose?
Chuckles lies. He would buy one of them.
We're using it for hookers and coke.
I think Justin's got the Justin, you got the wrong games, buddy. Where's PlayStation 1, not 64. He said Mario Kart, GoldenEye, Perfect Dark.
Is it free? Your brother's dumb.
Wrong console, bro.
Wrong console, bro.
But hey, if those games were on the PS1 Classic, I'd buy it. You know. Yeah. And TJ, why don't you spend your $300 and buy a Switch?
Yeah. Ooh. And then you can lose to us in Smash Bros.
Oh yeah, can't wait for Smash Bros. So I guess we're on to snack of the week then.
Snack of the week. Snack of the week.
I
did announce that.
Wing of the week.
PlayStation.
That's what the main topic was the whole time.
PlayStation.
Or Justin's arguing with me now in chat. So.
No. So who's going first?
Ooh, I can go with my new wing of the week.
No, I'll go first. Okay. So I got home tonight and Kim had dinner ready for me.
Whoa, I'm so proud of her.
Right? Mm-hmm. Okay, so we had roasted Brussels sprouts, okay, seasoned with salt and pepper,
all right.
Right? And then I thought I had mashed potatoes, right?
Ooh.
But I was wrong. It was cauliflower made to look like mashed potatoes. Okay, I don't know how she did it or what she did, but
that's pretty easy to
mash.
Is that what it is? Okay, so then. And I had steak with white cheddar.
White cheddar?
White cheddar. And it had onion crisp on it.
Mm-hmm.
And sauteed onions.
Mm-hmm.
And the sauce. I forget what sauce it was. But then all that mixed together. It was so savory and so good. And I ate it all.
Savory.
Whoa. Savory. That was a big word for you.
Savory. Go with your wing, you dummy.
No, I didn't have wings. You know, clearly I've been on the smoking kick. You know, I smoke all kinds of meat. You know, so this weekend was smoked barbecue ribs. I don't know. I ate it for 4 days. We had so much leftovers, and it was so freaking good, so juicy, just slid right off the bone. It was nice and like it had a good dry rub on it, you know, basically the hashtag dry rub of the week. So yeah, that was mine. I just ate the shit out of some ribs this week.
You enjoy some ribs. Good rack of ribs.
I love ribs.
Yeah. Still want to try Andrews, but
yeah,
really good.
It's like a meat-filled episode here.
Yeah, so much.
Justin's watching all that stuff.
Meat for days.
It's like what's
Justin loves all the meats.
Pizza Hut.
Justin does love the meats.
The ultimate meats or whatever.
Meat sweats.
Ooh, TJ called you out, bro.
Yeah.
Smokes the meats.
All right, what's your snack, bro?
Well, I was gonna mention what I had tonight, but then Tommy said that he ate the ribs for 3 days in a row, and that made me realize that I ate a meal I made the other day for like 4 days in a row because there's so much leftovers. I made a chicken white bean chili the other day with some sweet cornbread.
That sounds good.
And there was just so much of it, and we hadn't gone to the grocery store. So for lunches, I've just been like eating that for lunch for like 4 days, and it's pretty good. It was like, yeah, basically chicken, white beans, onions. What, the mahi?
Yeah. Oh no,
Justin's.
I can't read while I'm talking.
I thought you were done talking.
He was in the middle of speaking.
I will mention though that tonight I had Taco Bell's brand new, completely unique, like nothing they've ever done.
Taco Bell got new stuff?
Never. It's completely unique, like nothing they've ever made.
Just say
the triple double crunch wrap.
Triple double crunch wrap.
Meat, cheese, and
yeah, it was a tortilla with cheese, meat, and vegetables.
Nice.
Wrapped in a tortilla.
That's right.
Wrapped in a tortilla.
Tommy, would you like to read off some of the snacks in there?
Sure.
Very white voice.
I'm going to read one of the 1,000 messages our live viewers have posted for us. Killa Karma 87 made a steak, corn on the cob, boiled in crab, boiled seasoning. grammar. Asparagus wrapped in bacon, then onions in a pan seared with cheese on top, and then scooped in and put it on the steak. And Chuckles for Real had mahi mahi. Yeah.
The food's so nice, they named it twice.
Damn.
That's right. The food's so nice, they named it twice.
That's a very expensive meal you got there.
Yeah.
And mahi isn't that expensive too?
Taco Bell sunflower seeds? What? Terrible.
It's mahi is a good fish. It almost eats like a snake because it's a thicker white
That's
fish.
good. I like mahi. All right, guys. Well, let's go ahead and wrap it up. Tell the folks where we can find you.
Rickus.com. Rickus.
Rickus out. Why
Done.
don't you go ahead and flex for the viewers again, Ricky? Yeah.
He worked out today.
Pasty white. Look at my.
He worked out once.
Put your arm up. Put your arm up.
Well, I'm like farmer's tan, but
yeah, but look at that.
Look, oh yeah, it really shows up on here.
I'm glowing.
That's super farmer's tan.
Like, I don't know that. I think I glow more than you guys.
I was like, the camera's not gonna pick it up, and then I was like, that's more clear than in real life. It's like white and then brown.
You know, in the 1500s, people will be seeking me out, bro.
Because
yeah,
you're so pale.
You're like
fair,
rich and
fair skin.
Fair skin.
Fair like the moon. Fair like the moon.
Fair like the moon. Terrible. All right, Toby.
Toby_TND.
No way.
0BI. I'm probably actually going to change that because I'm just tired of saying that. I'm just going to change it to
Toby.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, we got us. I posted up on the stream this time. So IG and Twitter are Game Snacks Show. And then website is gamesnacks.net. And go ahead and follow us on Twitch if you are not. So
subscribe to the podcast.
You can get that. And we're on the podcast. We're on Spotify now. So if you got that, that's fun.
Nothing helps us more than subscription.
Right. So, and if you have an Apple product or an Amazon Echo, you can just ask Siri or your Echo to find us. You just say play Game Snacks on podcast or on Spotify and it will find us. It's pretty cool.
That's impossible. It can't be done.
It's done all the time.
No, it's not.
All the time.
Magic.
Fancy. Schmancy.
You know, in the 1500s, you'd be killed.
I would be killed for magic, but if no, I would float, so I would die. Yeah. She's a witch burner. All right, guys. Well, it has been fun.
Yeah, I need to go finish beating Spider-Man.
I need to do stuff that are very important.
That means
Ricky has nothing.
No,
He's gonna go sit in a corner.
Listen, everybody. Tomorrow I will no longer be a phone pleb anymore. I'm gonna have the iPhone X.
Oh, me too.
Max.
XS Max, brothers.
Why don't you just rub your technology in other people's face?
Well, yeah. I got a discount on it. I know a guy who knows a guy.
Knows a guy. He's
a drug dealer.
Guy
it's a black market iPhone.
Let's just say his last name is Jobs. Okay, I'm just gonna leave it there.
Leave it
Dude,
there.
too soon, bro.
All right, I am disabling the stream.
Yeah, you know a guy with last name Jobs, first name is Blow, and that's how you get your phone.
No, I didn't. That's still on the stream. I saved that.
No.
Ricky got Blow Jobs.
Keep balding.
It's on there. It's on the internet. It's there
It's
forever.
on the internet. You're done.
Well, it's on the internet if they've seen any of our videos.
Yes.
People set up your